Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Challenges, an educational monster train series where we try to push score on the daily leaderboards. So, this is the first episode I'm recording after a long week of corporate travel. Woo! Exciting. So, some combination of my voice is not in the best of shape, and I am very tired, is permeating, that's not even a real word, permeating, there we go, throughout this entire video's recording. So that's great. Now, I'm going to try to record a whole bunch of stuff today, but we'll see if that's actually possible. Regardless, this is a fun one. It's fun, but also weird, and that's kind of the hallmark of daily challenges. So, first off, I'm not going to talk about the clans. I'm going to show you what our mutators are. We have early lead, improved firebox, lost luggage. Fantastic. Great. That's incredible. Big boost of power early on. Then you have simple plan. Non-champion units cost +2, and then you start with sketches. This is a mixed bag, of course. It means you have sketches to pull out your cards, but it also means that anything that's a unit costs a lot of ember. And then you have heavy. Add 5 dead weights. Great. Well, if I'm playing well and I have only a few units, then that doesn't bother me since I pull everything out with sketches anyway, so it's not too terrible. And then we look at the clan combo, and you notice we have Shardtail Queen with imps and dregs. Now, if you recall, all of our units cost +2. We start with all units, so you can see the problem here. Now, that said, we are propped up by the fact that this is Covenant 1, so we only have 3 copies of each of these units, not 5. This makes this whole thing not nearly as dangerous or as risky as it would be at Covenant 25. This same mutator set and clan combo at Covenant 25 would be devastating. You'd probably have to take just straight up like no shards or else you would lose. Now, fortunately, we don't have that problem, so great. We do still have some very high scores here, but notice the big jump between the top 4 and the people after. See that? That's a 4K jump between 4th place and 5th place. This is a big enough jump that it suggests to me that there is one line that is significantly stronger than others, and your performance is based on finding it. So, there's a lot of ways this could go. I'm trying to think of the best case here would be something like multi-striking Consumer of Crowns, get 4 of them, somehow clear all your units, and then just sketches it out and completely destroy the bosses instantly, right? Sure, okay. You could maybe still get away with it with 5 units and then ascending a floor together, so we're going to look for things like Hidden Passage or Dripfall here, but those are pretty much my only thoughts that go really, really, really fast here. It's going to be really hard to do an imp line here unless we hit something completely wild. I don't think it's fast, but also not fast enough, I don't think, without, some serious high rolling anyway. You could obviously do it with like an Apex imp and just like go completely mad with power with sketches that way. It's pretty quick, so as long as you can see like something like Rail Beater Infusion or whatever, that's a big jump and you should be good, right? One thing that's nice about Rail Beater Infusion on Apex Imp is that it's essentially 6 turns of Steelworker up front. So if you're slow and you're playing like Covenant 25, Steelworker's obviously better. If you're, however, fast and you're winning very quickly in Pre-Relentless, then Rail Beater tends to be better for that infusion. So I suppose we'll see what we see. This seems like absolute chaos to me, so I very well also might lose. Who knows? And, I'm somewhat in a fugue state, so if I do lose early on, hey, don't feel too bad. It happens, alright? Anyway, that's about as much as I've got to say here. Our previous run was very good. We had a number 2 finish, which was excellent, an Animus infused with Lady of the House, rather, with no Paraffin Enforcer, though I was expecting it given the high scores. We still did quite well. Good Rector plays all over, to be honest. I think it went out pretty well there. So, good stuff. We managed to navigate that pretty well. Hopefully we will be able to do the same. Our target here is 84k, which is lightning quick, so I guess we'll see, right? I guess we'll see. Alright, as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get in on this. Let's go. It wasn't until I started recording. Oh god, they gave me more units! Stop giving me units! Oh my gosh, too many units. Ugh, they gave me drafts. Gross. I tell you what, it wasn't until I started recording that I realized how hoarse my voice is. It's just, I think I might not be able to record as much this week as I would like. So I suppose we'll see. But we'll at least get through this one. I think I can make it through one, right? Woof. Alright, hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing otherwise just fine. It's great to be home. I'm super, super over corporate travel right now. It was basically, well, I won't spend too much time talking about it, but it was way too much social time altogether. So I'm very done with that. Alright, so today, as before, we are Exile, Hellhorned, Default Melting. Pretty much the worst clan combo for having this mutator that adds two Emberta units. So that's rough. We're facing Rage Talos, Rage Arcus, and Sap Seraph. All good. Vent, Draft, Tiresome Climb. Cool. Two of these cards are great. Vent, fantastic. Tiresome Climb, fantastic. Drafts, I mean, are pretty good. It's multi-strike, right? But if we can use it, it's a good question. We do have tons of units, unfortunately. We have early leads, simple plan, heavy as before. I will say starting with 3 relics is pretty cool. Alright, let's briefly look ahead. Remember, we're going to be taking every single Pact Shard known to humanity, so we will take a lot, I suspect. Temples today are on 2, 3, 4, and that's it. All temples, all early. Brutal. So only 3 means shard count will be low on this particular run, too. So that's interesting. That's crazy, actually. Alright, fair enough. Removal dupe on 8 on the magic side, pretty decent. Trinket shop with double money on 7, very powerful. There's a lot of things we could hit here that would boost us. Things like Ashes, Railhammer, I don't know. Depends on what we roll into, but pretty likely to be boosted by that. There's also, of course, Waxer Snuffer options, I suppose, if we end up on some kind of crazy melting line. Competes with a very strong magic shop with Vortex and Horde. I love that. Steel Shop, no magic on 6. However, there is a Hellvent Cave Horde, which is pretty decent if we can use that. Steel Shop has a Vortex. Steel and magic on 5. Steel and magic on 4. Means no doubles in the early game, which is fine. There's nothing particularly remarkable about these 4 and 5 mid-rings, though I will note there is a Remnant banner on ring 4 on the steel side. Keep that in mind. Early game, both banner types available on ring 2. Steel Shop has Hellhorn, Magic Shop has Remnant. We do have a Hellhorn banner on 3. Now, I could see a lot of really good things here, right? You could have Big Sludge as an option from the Remnant banner. It's probably better than all the other options in that. I mean, Paraffin Enforcer, of course, would be also pretty nuts. Yeah, I mean, Quad Paraffin Enforcer being pulled out with draft infusions, or potentially the other direction for higher burnout would also be very strong. It's true, we do have the draft at least. The Hellhorn banner side could be Consumer Crowns or Apex Imp, or I don't know. There's a lot of very strong, very fast things available to us. I have a suspicion that one of these lines is stronger than the other, and we won't be able to guess which. So, some of that will be RNG. Well, you know, not necessarily RNG, but like, what decision do you ultimately make, right? Think about this way. We go left, there's nothing that amazing, and then but if you had gone right, there was a big sludge, you know, that changes the game, right? Impsicle is horrible. Oh my gosh, no. I don't want to pay 3 Ember for Impsicle. Every single unit? Oh god, no. That would be awful. Yeah, I'm going to take Precious Plating, okay? There might be some high roll there, but I don't know about that. Imp Parade at least makes the imps cheaper. I will take that. It's also better than Royalty by a lot. Moving on. Nothing too amazing, but it's at least something. Take the Trial, of course. Now, we might take damage from that Trial, potentially, which is interesting. Alright. I wish to ascend the 5x2 into middle so it dies. I think that's pretty important. I can play the imp. I want to finish with a vent here. A 6 damage vent is pretty decent. Kills everything. Sure. Or a 6 ember vent kills everything. Okay, I think that's an acceptable turn. 5/5. I can save... How do you get the collector here? Do I just give up queen? Maybe I high roll tiresome climb here? I'm not really sure. Well, I want the money. I'm going to try something. If I can hit, say, for instance, tiresome climb next turn, I think we're still okay. Or not next turn, but the turn after. Okay, so a decent chance of hitting it here. Right? No, we might actually not actually be okay. Yeah, we do hit it. But I have no unit. So this doesn't work. This doesn't work well. I don't actually know the right way to navigate this particular combat. This is a really nasty opener. Rally might have actually been better here, because you could queen and then ascend her up. So what if I do that? I queen and then I ascend her on the floor for later, and then we simply vent for 16 and clear the whole floor out. It's pretty decent. And then you draft upstairs here just for the collector. Okay, this seems potentially promising. And then we ascend you up now. I think there is enough tooling here to actually... No, 10 health off. Really, 10 health off. 1 ember off on this too. Okay, so is there any way we can make up that 10 damage there? All I needed is 1 more ember, really. I do think it's correct to get her on the floor. That just seems 100% correct. I think so. Now, I could play out a bunch of cards, but I think killing this floor is just the best choice. Now, the alternative is, what if you give up the collector? I don't think there's anything I can do that actually kills this guy, right? We could play the Queen's Impling instead of the Train Steward here, and you give up the collector. Does that do anything for us? No, it doesn't. There's no improvement here, so we shouldn't give up the collector. This is a bizarre... I'm so close, and it's so frustrating. I wonder if it actually would have been stronger then to not take the trial, interestingly. Curious. We could play out a bunch of cards here and then just simply have a weaker vent, but I really do think killing this whole floor is better than the alternatives. Let's put a Train Steward upstairs instead of the draft. There's no reason to guard our Ember. It's Covenant 1. Yeah, we do drop a bunch of this stuff, so I want to play something. Okay. Now, the real question then becomes, what's next? How do I get out of this? I do think it's still the Ascend. Yeah, I think we just eat some hits here, right? I think that's going to have to be it. And then we just take a two-turner here, and we take a little bit of damage, and then we draw an Imp and we're out. Yeah, I think that just has to be it. It's really interesting, but it is what it is, I suppose. Yeah, alright, fair enough. 3 damage, lose some score, not a fan of that. Fledgling Imp, probably Fledgling Imp. I don't want more units. Maybe important work is better. I would rather units that do something, though. The Fledgling Imp seems important. Ah, but it's sketches. Man, I really don't want that. I'm going to play important work because I have... What is it called? Imp Parade? This seems decent. Does it actually help me at all, though, is the question? Right, does this do anything for me in any meaningful way? I don't want to draw my Imp again. It costs 2 extra Ember. Welder Helper might be a very potent infusion, is the thing. Something we should keep in mind. These have decent enough infusions. If you're, for instance, a good example of this would be if we end up on an Apex Imp roll, right? Welder Helper's infusion is quite good for that. I think we should consider where we're going and the possible high rolls. Apex Imp with Welder Helper infusion is good. I think we should try that. And if it ends up sucking, well, I don't know. Purifying Cleanse, Molten Encasement, Giraffe. We should plan, I think, for the potential option of a Paraffin Enforcer, so I think Purifying Cleanse is good. Yeah, okay. Railbeater is the strongest unit of Branded Warrior, Railbeater, and Paraffin Thug, so we'll take it. Okay, fair enough. Decent infusion for Apex Imp, as discussed before. We are going to the left. I think it makes sense. Look for some multi-strike. I think we have better choices here. It's a large stone. It's pretty rough. We see a deranged brute. Ah, so we lose because I didn't pick the Fledgling Imp infusion option. Great. Cool, just the other rare unit. Alright, well, we'll take deranged brute, I guess. Ugh, really, man? Really? I lose because I chose... well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not taking... Large Stone's not bad, if I'm being real with you. It's actually pretty decent, because remember, sketches is a thing. So, that's cool. I'll take the Large Stone just for survivability purposes. 90, 50, 140, I could afford, because remember, everything is so cheap here. Multi-strike, yeah, great. That's not something I could normally do here, but this is acceptable. Alright, fine. We are going to load up on the temple side, plus 30 in the vent, absolutely. Make a plus 40 in piercing vent, absolutely. I'm going to do an infusion here. The infusion here is going to be, what, just get rid of some trash, I think. So... drag into, or rather draft into drag, I suppose, is fine. Sure. Although, actually, I think Imp Self-Infuse is stronger here. Yeah. If we end up on some Transcendent business, this will do a little more. Alright, fine. Not going to buy any other upgrades, we move on. Okay, so if I can roll into a... Man, I'm really bummed I didn't just take Fledgling Imp. Like, the one time I wouldn't take Fledgling Imp, right? When you think about it. Alright, we get Big Man. I need to play the Rail Beater. I'm going to play out a bunch of cards. It's fine. I'm going to play the Dreg because I can, and then we're just going to big vent downstairs because we can. Sure. We clear bottom floor. Great. Take a little bit of hit there. I don't really mind too much. I'm going to play the Queen Zimpling upstairs and then Purifying Cleanse it so it burns out. I think that's reasonable. I'd like to play out units so that I have a chance of redrawing the... Yes, I have a chance of redrawing Tiresome Climb if I need it. I don't think I actually need it. We actually just win on bottom floor, which is pretty cool. Alright, math. Large Stone doing a lot of heavy lifting here. I think that's good. Good to keep that in mind. We wouldn't have gotten that bottom floor otherwise. Pretty clean. Alright. Yeah, we are going to just lose because I didn't grab that Fledgling Imp, huh? It's a real bummer. I don't want any of these other units, but I think I might need to take Inflame. Think about this like this. I need something that I can take a -2 into that I want to. I think a Tiresome Climb is fine, but not my ideal choice. This can take, I don't know, it does Rage, which I do need to have. So, alright. Molded. I don't really care about that here. I want to make lots of big guys. A Divine Artifact. I could sell this. But I actually think this might be really important for winning Daedalus faster. So let's take that Divine Advanced Prototype, I think. Yes. We're already way behind on score because of that Ring 1 business. I could go left, look for a Hellhorned banner. There's a lot of stuff this could be that would be decent, so I will do that. It also gives me a dupe, which I like. I'm just gonna, if nothing else, I dupe this big vent, and that's good, so great. Plus 30 in the other vent. Sure, let's do it. Intrinsic is almost certainly on that tiresome climb. Bummer, man. Bummer. I have no rage generation right now. Ugh. Alright, I'm going to take the Steelworker because I can put that into Rail Beater and do something with it. Right? That's something. Okay, cool. I don't necessarily know if I want the... What's it called? I don't know if I want the Rail Beater to stay. I'm going to go ahead and hit the cave because there are definitely things I could see that would overstack me and make the dupe better, and not one way or the other. I will trade Pyre Health. I don't care about it. It doesn't hurt my score to do it here. Sure, Unbroken Horn. Great. It does hurt the vent because I'm just going to be venting that away, but whatever. And we're just going to pick up another vent here, I think. There's no reason to go Deranged Brood at this point. I don't... Ah, man... Think about how strong we would be if I had the Fledgling Imp. Oh. It's, you know, there's no way I could have known, right? It was still a rare unit. It was just the other rare unit, right? That's the biggest problem. Now, I do want to go Deranged Brute and ascend this bugger up. And that's pretty decent, I think. He doesn't get to swing, but it's alright. Play some stuff downstairs, fine, whatever. Play out units because you might as well. And then one vent goes bottom because you might as well. And then one of them we send it into boss. Seems good. Alright. Great. I am just going to play stuff here, I think. Yeah, okay. She does just pass away and that's going to be fine. I'm going to keep the Dreg alive because you might as well. Goodbye, Queen. Inflame! Hooray! Doing our best. Great job. Alright. Good work. Go team. I need to kill a man upstairs, so unfortunately, as annoying as this is, I have to rage upstairs. Then I can vent middle, which clears that floor. I need to make sure I don't take a billion damage. Alright, you came middle. Great. I do roll a good vent here, so which keeps my floor from absolutely collapsing. Which is good. You know, I haven't played any of these train stewards, and they're very strong here, actually. Just one vent out, and do a decent chunk here. I'm going to keep venting. Great. We didn't roll very well on this, did we? Unfortunately. We just ascend her, and it's over, right? Yeah. I mean, we win. I don't see any world where we can coordinate this. Maybe if I play more train stewards, possibly. I didn't play very many of them. I was focusing on other things. Let's back up. There might be a world where that... Like, we can get the 3-turn, okay? Can we do better? Possibly. Maybe if I can get a 4-turn if I play train stewards a little more aggressively. I do think, for instance, like, we're ascending the man back up there, for sure. But just put down, like, the train steward here, and that swings this a bit, right? It's true. We're still going to mega vent here, but, you know, fair enough. Okay, so, like, I mean, we're doing fine, right? And then we just go train steward up top. This does, I guess, keep our floor alive, right? I'm going to keep that dreg afloat, too. There's no reason not to. Yeah, kill a guy, I suppose. I guess it adds up, right? Play the other train steward upstairs instead of inflame. It's actually decent, right? Do 90 damage there. Alright, sure. It's a decent set of turns, right? I could see this going differently in a lot of different ways. We're going to, for sure, Queen Zimpling downstairs to kill a guy. Then we vent middle, which I think, yeah, does clean that up a bit. This is a little better, for sure. Keep this guy afloat still. That's fine. I will play the Queen Zimpling. Queen Zimpling seems good. Then we vent one here, which is decent. I could clear bottom floor, but again, I mean, you might as well, but I don't think there's any reason to We're not going to get the pre-relentless, right? Yeah, I mean, we win. Still. Same turn, so it doesn't really change anything. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. I think that's the best we're going to get here without the Fledgling Imp Infusion, which I am still very bummed about. I am going to take the Spike of the Hellhorned. I could potentially find value for that. It's a one-time use that matters. Ugh, no Rage Generator, no! Okay, I'm going to go to the right next floor. I'm not taking these units. If I have to do an infusion, I'm going to be very bummed out that it will end up being a Welder Helper infusion just to get it out of there, but we're definitely not high scoring without the Fledgling Imp infusion. Yeah, these are not it. They're not going to change it enough. Demon Fiend is fine. I mean, it's okay. 30-30, he becomes decent, I suppose, but I suppose. No, I can't take another unit perspectively like this. We're going to have to use the defensive infusion, I think, if we go that route. Alright, I think we skip here. It's a real tragedy, man. Real tragedy. Card draw is your friend. I want to hit those vents. For sure. Great. We're going to the right. I need to look. If I see a Paraffin Enforcer, I think it's salvageable. If I don't, I think it's over. Well, over. I think our prospects of number 1 are over. Alright, it's over. Yeah, I don't think we don't generate rage, AoE rage at all. So we're going to be too slow. The Fledgling Imp was too important. That's a real bummer. It sucks losing on ring 1 because you took the wrong gamble, right? I was over here thinking, I mean, in a normal run, it's always Fledgling Imp, right? But that's not true here, right? There's plenty of opportunities, plenty of ways, and it could have been anything, right? Could have been anything. Apex Imp would have preferred the Welder Helper for sure, but the Welder Helper is not inherently wrong either. Now, I'm going to look forward to the comments that invariable tell me that I should have always picked Fledgling Imp no matter what because of like some statistical inevitability or whatever, but I mean, there's no way you can predict the Deranged Brute in particular, so I don't know. Alright, well, that's it. There's our prospects of 100%, so I'm going to put the other plus 30 in this vent. Just blow that up for sure. I'm going to purge out the Purifying Cleanse here because I no longer need this, actually. The infusion here is unfortunately going to just be Welder Helper's infusion, which I suppose should have been something else. Alright, I don't even know if we're going to win the run at this point. We're going to burn Train Stewards. Here's where I would remove a bunch of stuff. I'll take the large stone on the Rail Beater at least. It's something. I'm going to re-roll you. Endless. Interesting. But no, I want to save that spot. I'm going to buy some more removals now. These are well worth it for us if we can somehow assemble a decent floor. Go to the Forge. Imp Parade 2. Here's Fledgling Imps. The only problem is how do I play them on this floor? That's a great question. I don't think we ever can. I'll still take it because maybe the bottom floor is decent, I suppose. I don't know. Better than royalty here. We'll move on. I think we would have a real shot at this. We would have a real shot at this if I had taken the Fledgling Imp, which is a mega bummer. Wow, what an abysmal roll on those mid floors. Good grief. Alright, well, fair enough, Monster Train. Point taken, I suppose. I can ascend my guy up, which I think is a bit scary considering this floor is terrible. I'm going to toss him the Inflame actually, and then I'm going to toss him the Spike actually. And then I think I'm actually going to play the Drag Out first, then toss him the Spike. Then we're going to hit that vent. Sure, seems good. Queen can clear out some stuff here. I'm going to play the Fledgling Imp because it seems good to do it. We actually don't do enough damage on middle. Good grief. Alright, I am going to Big Vent 1. And then Big Vent for money because apparently the 2 queen zimblings aren't strong enough. Ridiculous. We're going to keep scaling here. I think it's important. We don't have a lot of cards, so I pretty much only have to click the vents at this point, and it's decent. Hey, as long as I can keep clicking all of this stuff, it's not too bad. Managed to clear 2 things here, which is fair enough. I have very little ember, and that is, I suppose, fine. What do I do? I think I go Fledgling Imp and then Vent, and we actually do clear on bottom floor at least, which is nice. The guy only attacks once, even though I have 175 shards because Covenant won, which is funny. I would sure like either Ember Generation or more removals. Imp in a Box is terrible. Second Tiresome Climb, I don't need another one. Battering Ram is, gosh, maybe a possible angle. I'm going to click Battering Ram because it's maybe fast enough for me to win. Maybe. Subsuming Blade. I don't want more stuff. Let's skip these. Battering Ram could be it, but I can't upgrade it normally, right? I won't be able to put any -2s in it. We're done with all of our temples because Monster Train, the video game. I'm going to go left. We'll take some -1s. Those are going to be helpful. The Vortex, I think, is more helpful than hunting another multi-strike for the Rail Beater. Let's move left here. Before I buy anything, let's see if I hit, like, Guild Marker or whatever. Definitely Winged Steel here. 100% over the other alternatives. We're going to cut 2 dregs. I'm going to cut the drafts because they're harder to play, I think, actually. Alright, we cut some stuff. Good. A double stack is great. I'm going to go ahead and double stack the Tiresome Climb here. Because I need to make sure the Divinity is doing zeros. This does hurt for actually assembling the squad. If I want to pull a unit up, I could get a... Where are my dupes? My floor is basically 2 dudes right now, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm going to 2 more Hellvents, which are going to be the deranged brutes. That's 4 units, which means there's really no reason to double stack Tiresome Climb for ascending my floor unless I want Queen on that floor, which I don't think I care about. Right? Yeah, I don't think she makes that big of a difference. Okay, in that case, we could double stack this Tiresome Climb for the days. But I'm actually tempted to double stack Inflame for Rage Generation so I actually can kill something. Yeah, I'm going to actually do that. I want to do damage, and I do want Inflame to be cheaper here. We'll do what we do what we have to do, alright? We roll this, hold over. Tell you what, holdover Battering Ram sounds pretty decent. That's pretty good, actually. And, okay, alright, you've got my attention. I'm going to make it cheaper. Remember, I can't actually do anything really cool here because of how... There's no more temples, right? There's nothing great there. If I roll that on turn 1 Divinity, I think we could actually push a big number here. There's no... I'm going to get rid of a Dreg, I think. There's no more temples, so I need to try to just assemble my floors. So that's fine. There's no good 20 consumed target here. We'll move on. Alright, fine. Okay, Heaven Seal. I think we're okay. I have 3 of these vents that are very powerful. I intend to do a decent job with them. Cool, we have managed to pull together a very strong floor. I just double stack the guy in the back there. Pretty good. Queen comes down. I'm going to play out the cards for sure. Get rid of units. They improve my redraws. We'll ascend the middleman here. I actually kind of... There's no reason to... Yeah, there's literally no reason to try to get Queen on this floor. So let's actually ascend middleman, and then bottom floor is fine. I don't even have to hit these vents. I think it's actually fine that those guys die. Sure. Okay. Cool. Great. Wonderful. Battering Ram does 440 here, which is pretty solid. I'm going to go ahead and play 10 Rage up there, and because we're going to hit these vents here, which are pretty decent. And then we draw another vent. We actually clear that out, which is cool. Impressive. Let's go. We're going to definitely need to take Ember. There's pretty much no world where I don't take Ember here. Goodbye, Queen. It's fine. You know, it is what it is. Play out the Fledgling Imp. Do huge vents here. Huge vents here. I drew another vent here. That's great. I could stop all this damage coming in, but I actually think I want to stop on bottom. Cool. Now, pretty much the only thing I have to think about is, will I hit Tiresome Climb for this turn? No, I don't. Alright. We definitely win this. I even would have won this if he had ascended here, somehow. I could have battering rammed him. I can't proc Winged Steel. There might be a way of finagling through this. I need to actually play out all these Fledgling Imps is the thing. So, I think that's the key. I don't want to... I mean, I'm already not going to win top score here. I really don't want to lose out on... What's the word I'm trying to say? I really don't want to lose out on my... What is it? Not vents, but the 10% score from bottom floor here, right? I don't want to lose out on that. I'm just not going to play cards here. I'm going to let Queen die so I don't have to play her imps. Seems ridiculous, but it is accurate. I'm going to go ahead and Spike of the Hellhorned here first. Then I'm going to double vent, or, you know, single vent, and then we'll draw another vent. Doesn't really matter where it goes. Okay, hit that in flame. No other cards are even playable. Great. Decent. I'm going to go ahead. This is guaranteed to... Wait, no, it's guaranteed to see it on the wrong turns. Right. So we'll hit that battering ram here. I will vent bottom floor, vent top floor. We draw a dead weight. I'm going to vent again for no real reason other than that I can. Now, this is the bad situation, right? I have no chance of seeing it on the important turn. Hit the battering ram, we hit the vent, we don't draw it. Yeah, I mean, we could have played it anyway. Okay, so that didn't work out. Can I finagle this somehow? Maybe. It's maybe possible. What if I keep the queen up one turn too fast here? What if we play queen top floor rather, and then play out stuff? Then I ascend. It doesn't really matter what I do here. I probably didn't need to do that because now I get a weaker Spike of the Hellhorned. But basically my thought process is leave in a bunch of trash, right? We draw a card. It's fine. Leave in trash is my next thought process here. Surprised that doesn't kill a guy, dang. Well, alright, we'll vent upstairs, I suppose. Get that kill. There's the Tiresome Climb. Alright, fine. I don't want to battering ram. Alright, think the thoughts. I think it's Fledgling Imp, vent, and then we draw one card here. There's now a chance. We didn't see it still. Alright, so I generated too much trash. Possibly. I also might just not have a chance of doing this. right? There might just not be a world where I can pull this off, and that's something I think I have to acknowledge here as well. It might just not work for my deck size. I could have held over the tiresome climb instead of the battering ram, which would have solved this as well. Which is something I did consider, but I was thinking much more for going fast in the end, being able to double battering ram on like Seraph or Divinity potentially secures a much faster kill there. Really hard to predict. I'm not going to fight this for like 5 billion hours. I think I'm just going to let this ride. Yeah, alright. Fine. I could spend a ton of time trying to do this. I'm not going to. It's fine. Wax or Snuffer. I don't think I have any Extinguish triggers, but it doesn't mean I won't see one. I'm not going to take one, though, so I'm just going to sell it. Arch of Shields. I mean, I don't think it's worth it. Rage Serum? Yeah, I'll take that. There you go. Mortal Entrapment, Memento Mori. I'm just skipping here. These are fine. Remnant Host, no thank you. We're chasing dupes. Sure. The Horde says Mold Braces, Jack Strips. I will take Jack Strips because it does something. Mold Braces, not as impactful. Money in the middle, great. Cave, see if we roll something high here. Penitent Remains potentially provides a lot of help. We have a lot of dead weights, though. I don't really want to add more, but it does add, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we have. It adds 3, which is, what, plus 16 plus to everything, which is not bad. It's not good, though. It's not good, that's for sure. I'm not looping anything here, and I don't want to hurt my draws. I think I'm just going to leave here. We already have too many dead weights. The dupe here is... There he is. Here comes the Deranged Brute. Nothing special. Real bummer. Real bummer, man. Let me tell you. Terrible order here, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and Welder Helper. We're going to play him and then ascend him. Yeah, I think that's always going to be correct. So he always drops in. Great. We're going to put Queen upstairs because I guess you might as well. I'm going to play out the Inflame first. Then I ascend him up. This hurts the vents, but I don't really care all that much. I'm still going to send it, right? I don't care if the X's don't really benefit, because even though I incanted them, it doesn't matter to me at all, right? That's okay. Let's buff middle. Play out trash, I suppose. I could keep that battering ram, which is tempting. Unfortunately, we don't have a great role for this. I think there is value in playing out some stuff. Yeah, we don't. He's gonna go middle on a floor where I have too much stuff. And of course it is the vent floor, which is a huge bummer. Awful. I do think I need to play the Inflame, even if it hurts everything else. Then I guess we vent downstairs. Terrible roll. Absolutely awful. The inability to play my cards is frustrating. Wonderful. Ugh. I should have killed Queen. No, Queen needs to go bottom. This is cluttering my deck with unplayable trash that's hurting my redraws. I'm just gonna fix that now. I need Queen to die, actually. I think she is a detriment to this run. I was worried about a curse right at the beginning, but no, it's not a hope in heck. Buff here. We must ascend the Deranged Brute, and then we just blow up this card, all these units. Great, fine. Okay, try to get stuff killed here. Play out the Queen's Impling, I suppose. I'll play the Spike for 1. This vent is unfortunately ill-timed, but we'll still click it, because it might open up the next one. It won't, but it's fine. Alright, we definitely play Inflame, and then we hit vent here. Pushes a lot more damage through, but Tiresome Climb is basically offline now. It's okay. Yeah, I basically can't play it at all. Let's put the imp upstairs and then vent middle, I think, and that'll have to do. Okay, Inflame, 100%. Rest of the cards I literally cannot play. Fantastic. Great work. Guess I'll vent downstairs, question mark. Get hit by an imp, loser. Tiresome Climb is literally unplayable. Put 500 damage through, it's pretty good. Think about how good this would be if I had, you know, Fledgling Imp Infusion, but fine. I don't want to mess up the battering ram, but I do want to hit him with this vent, so it's okay. At least it can be played, right? So, tell you what, man, messing up the Tiresome Climb was a big mistake, I think. I think we can't afford to be losing that turn. So, there was a turn I just kind of threw it. I need that to not go to 4 Ember, basically. The rest of this, I think, is straightforward. We ascend, Deranged Brute. These vents I don't care about loading up. It's okay. I could have got her killed on that turn. It's something to consider. Yeah, it's certainly an option, but... yeah. I don't know. It's like middle here. This is an important turn to not mess up. I must play the Inflame here. I think there's no world I don't. But I vent downstairs because I need Tiresome Climb to not get messed up. So that I think we have to accept. Because now you can do things like ascend him back up and he takes an extra 49 or something here, which is pretty awesome if I'm being honest with you, right? That makes up for it, yeah? Yeah, it sure does. Keep playing the cards. This is an incant floor. Doesn't really matter where I put anything, so we'll just do it this way, because we clear middle either way. Alright, this is a decent turn. Let's go ahead and battering ram out middle here, and then hit that double vent, I believe. Decent. I literally can't play my cards. Incredible news. And then on this turn, I did not draw the vent. Now suddenly I don't draw the Tiresome Climb. Incredible work. Alright, I don't even know what I did wrong there to mess up that draw order, but sure, great. Thanks, Monster Train. Thank you, Mr. Monster Train. I think it's because I didn't get enough units killed. There was still a... what's it called? There was still a... what's the name I'm trying to think of? The Fledgling Imp in the deck was the problem. So I need to more aggressively play out units, I suppose, whenever physically possible. Okay. I think we'll just keep that in mind, I suppose. There's not much else I can say. I must play the Inflame. It's important. I'll vent downstairs here. Save the Tiresome Climb, which is acceptable to me. Yeah, so here I played Fledgling Imp instead of... I played Tiresome Climb instead of Fledgling Imp to get him back up there. I think we do need to actually prioritize getting the imps out of there so I don't lose that turn later. As bizarre as it sounds. I do think playing Inflame is just really super important, if I'm being honest with you. But I'm going to try to get rid of the Dreg here, actually. I think so, yes. Okay, I've played every unit at this point. There's really only so many options. So, now, here, the battering ram isn't actually necessary. I can just play the vent, right? And push another 50 through. I haven't done this much because I'm playing all these vents, but I could also potentially save Ember for a future turn if there's some strange world where I think that benefits me. I think we're going to ascend one fella and then vent here, which should open it up and save my next turn. Sure, I think that's acceptable. Then we go inflame, vent, vent. Oh. That's where the tiresome climb is that I'm supposed to draw next turn. Ah, alright, great. Now I don't draw it. Oh, no, I do anyway. Okay, I don't understand. Monster Train, it's fine, we figured it out. This is as good as we're gonna get, which is a 3 turn. If you had a Fledgling Imp Infusion, reasonably certain you can pull off a much better setup there. Alright, Transcend Imp is way too late for me to care about any of this. I don't need Endless from Transcend Imp or the Remnant Pact, and Formless Child is laughable at 4 Ember. I think Ember is really important here. As much as I would love to draw more cards, I am struggling with my expensive cards. Now, I do go to a magic shop, which means I can do what? I can make Tiresome Climb cost 1, but I need to be able to play Inflame and Battering Ram together. I really do think I need Ember somehow. I'm going to click this. I think the Ember is correct here. We have the Winged Steel and everything. Now, is there anything that makes me feel like going left for the Trinket Shop is correct? There's double money. It's pretty cool. I think removals and Magic Shop are better here, though. I'm going to go right. Yeah. Pour today is Queen's Tail. I mean, yeah, I'll take it. It gives me some Ember on some turns, so that's cool. Imp Parade 3. I do not want double imps. I think we just need to take the royalty pivot so that Queen dies quicker, basically, is where we're at. Yes, I think double imps is doom here. I was hoping for an Imperialist pivot, but we didn't see it, and that's fine. We're going to go ahead and burn out both the remaining dregs here. Alright, that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units right now. So let's purchase a removal on one of the imps so my ring 7 is assembled. Okay, we did it. Go champ. -1 goes into Tiresome Climb 10 times out of 10. This card must be cheaper. It just needs to be. Alright, great. The remove consume, I could keep Rage Serum around, but I'd rather just redraw Inflame. Is there anything I want to -1 or even can -1 from here? The Spike of the Hellhorned actually might be relevant. Could -1 and permafrost it. Is the permafrost worth? What am I saving it for? I guess I could... This could finally maybe pay out the Unbroken Horn, but it's slow. I don't like that it's slow. I think I'm going to chill here. We're going to go right next floor. I could see like a double stack, which would also be better for that. Yeah, alright, we'll move on. This is... I guess we're doing our best at this point. Take the trial, sure. We're definitely not getting the top score. No Fledgling Imp Infusion. You know, it's the nature of it. Unfortunately, we rolled Railbeater in back here, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm going to go ahead and ascend this man in middle. I don't want him chilling. I could absolutely just Battering Ram him into Ether. I'm going to go ahead and hit that Spike of the Hellhorn, though, instead. It's a big payout on this one. Wow, he does a lot of damage. Great work. Go team. Don't need to click anything else. Cool. How do I want to approach you? I think I'm going to play the Fledgling Imp. It's an interesting question, huh? I have a few options here. I'm going to definitely vent downstairs. I think I'm going to Tiresome Climb in the front. I'm going to Fledgling Imp upstairs. And then I'm going to vent downstairs. Doesn't matter what I draw off that. We'll play Fledgling Imp. Lets me ascend here. I could Battering Ram from this position and just kill him, but he's dead anyway. So I guess we're going to vent, and we're going to hit these vents as many times as we can. It's fine. Save some health. Sure, sure, sure. Fledgling Imp. It's not a very good pick here, but it's an acceptable pick. I'm going to ascend here. We'll definitely play Inflame, which draws, and then I just blast mid-floor and take zeros. Alright, fine. Play the Fledgling Imp. Inflame for sure. I'm then going to hit 3 vents downstairs. We take Ember Drain. Ugh, because I haven't let her die. Which is a bummer. I'm going to go ahead and... I don't want to ascend here. I don't want to take 10 million damage. Huh. Draw a card. I need to try to draw into a second vent. Oh, goody. Oh, no. Alright, well, I don't have a turn now. Ugh, come on. Can't play the tiresome climb. Ugh, bad navigation. Obviously, I need to let Queen die. She really hurts this run, right? Is the problem. I'm like naturally, intrinsically protecting her. She must simply pass away, or she either needs to pass away or something else, basically. Now, I don't want to take this Ember Drain. Now, it doesn't exchange well here, and it gives me Ember Drain next turn, so we for sure lift here. And then, yeah, we continue to drop billions and billions of Spike Rage on that turn. Fine. Okay. I want Queen to die. How do we do that? We tiresome climb in the front. Yeah. We play the Imp upstairs, and then we simply don't vent. Let Queen explode. We have enabled her destruction. Fantastic. Wonderful. And then I think I just vent now, and we're good, right? Good job. Cool. No more Imp trash here, which is a big improvement. Cool. Now I don't have to play those cards anymore. You can see why this is an improvement. Yeah, great. We just ascend here. I don't even need to really worry about the battering ram right now. It's fine. Drawing that vent is a bit, or rather the Inflame is a bummer. But that's okay. Take the hit. Sure, sure, sure. And then we tiresome climb here. Hey, look, we did it. We hit this man for like a billion D with the battering ram. Great job. Wonderful. We did it. Okay. Yikes. All right. Cool. That was better. Important work. Branding right is not awful, but it's too expensive, and I guess I could make it 0 cost, if you think about it. I'm going to a magic shop. There's the opportunity cost there. It does improve the battering rams, which is nice, I suppose. I didn't double stack the tiresome climb, so I don't actually know if I have enough days for this. What if I take second tiresome climb here? It's probably better, actually, right? I think so. I think it is better to do that, and I'm going to skip the other card here. The only reason I'm doing this is because I can make it free. Going to the right here, hit that horde. I could kick things back with Cheater's Hand, which is interesting. Mark of a Champion, pointless. I'll take the Faulty Loader. I could also sell this, but I actually think Faulty Loader might help, so while we're weaker, so I'm going to take that. Always a consideration to not spend your money on something here, right? Always that consideration. The Vortex here for sure kicks out the Queen's Impling. Good. I do think -1s are hyper valuable to us. And just generally, if I see a double stack, I'm going to feel pretty good about this. So let's re-roll here. We do see a double stack. Spike of the Hellhorned is pretty good then. -1 into the other. Tiresome climb. I want to save as much money as possible. What is your removal here? Honestly, Rage Serum probably can go. It's not bad, but it's not helping me in the early draws. The dupe here is always Deranged Brute number 3. We finally can assemble this floor. If only I had a Fledgling Imp Infusion. Collection of Tales is not impactful enough to justify 185 points, neither is Hell's Banners, though it does provide potentially a boost in the early game. I think the only card I'm willing to cut right now is Rage Serum. Or actually, possibly the Intrinsic Tiresome Climb. How many cards do you even have on a redraw? The problem is I actually do have 5 dead weights. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Redrawing in 2 turns pretty consistently. I think we do want the other Tiresome Climb still. Let's go ahead and cut Rage Serum. It's a bit slow. It's not terrible. 3 Rage multiplied this many ways is fine, but it slows me down in the beginning, and I think I don't want to cut anything else. We're going to save the rest of our money, 655 points. Pretty much maximum score as far as I'm aware, 15 shards from every dupe. So, or rather maximum Pact Shards. We'll move on. Sure. Okay, well, it is what it is, I suppose, right? It is what it is. We've done pretty okay. Decent mid-turn 1. I do have a 480 here. So I think, how do I wish to do this? First order of business, I actually think I ascend the guy in front out of the way so I can battering ram the boss. For 480 here. Seems good. Yep, hit that. I do want Queen to die. But she doesn't die right away. It's okay. Now this turn is for sure. Unfortunately, I didn't roll Rail Beater in front of any of my deranged brutes, or I think I could potentially one-turn him here. Because we were pretty close to it because of the melee weakness into this hit. But now I could have put that in front to potentially do it on the next turn, but you know, fair enough. He's dead to jack strips. Great work. Okay, I hit the vent middle then. Fine. Decent turn 1. He'll go. Thought you would go bottom floor, but I guess not. Sure. Fair enough, Mr. Fair enough, Mr. Monster Train. We'll play the imp out so I don't have to think about it. I will drop in the Inflame for sure. I am going to single ascend the guy in back here. Great. I do want Queen to pass away. This guy dies to jack strips, so I'm going to ascend in front. This kills the heavy here, which is good. Front guy will walk up, which will get vented. We should have this, I think. He goes middle. Great. Wonderful. And we just hit him with the vent in mid-floor. Right? Hit him with the vent. Okay, I could have done this if I'd put the rage in front. The thing, I thought about this, I even talked about this, but I didn't do it because I wasn't sure if we would have heavies in front, right? But I think it worked out. We'll continue this run. I can definitely do that turn of a kill and at least have a pretty decent setup here. So, Queen, of course, sacrifices. Great. We ascend this guy out of the way. We take Humongo Rage in front here. I didn't actually battering ram him, which probably is a mistake, actually. True. We'll vent out bottom, then vent middle once. It's fine. This guy's dead to jack strips. It's okay. Okay. You ascend. Great. These turns are locked in pretty much. We ascend here. I vent No, I want to inflame first, then I vent here, or I let this ride and I just take the hit, I think. We vent top. He comes back middle. We get the kill on this turn, I believe, is how this works. Yeah, alright, we're fine. We're outies. Alright, it's acceptable. 5 turns, 5 waves remaining, 8-turn boss rush. It's not the best. I'll take the Shard of Divinity. There's no reason not to take that. Oh, can you imagine how much stronger that would have been with Fledgling Imp? We probably would have gotten him on turn 1. Ugh, it's such a bummer. You can see why there's that 4K jump, actually. That's the 4K jump that we miss is for sure because of that. Get him, Queen. 600 damage battering ram. Let's go. Tiresome climb the boss here. Great. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and take 4 days here and then push all this rage middle, which is huge. I'm going to vent out bottom floor. For sure. May as well clear it. And then just vent the boss. We at least have Rail Beater in front of a guy doing a billion damage, which, let me be clear, is pretty good. We're going to go ahead and... I think I do more damage by... Yeah, okay, that actually definitely does more damage. Let's vent the bottom floor here. And do it again. We win on next turn for sure, as long as I draw a vent or something. Cool, yeah, we clear it. I can ascend something funsies here. Right, you can do some cheeky stuff on this. And then we vent here, which is great. We get the kill. Yeah, we would have... I think you very easily could have one-turned with Fledgling Imp. But still, that's pretty good. I'm not mad. I do think we'll hit that 79-ish range is where I'm at right now. We missed a lot of points along the way from random damage, some turns not getting the 10% score on ring 5, missing some points on ring 2. This is, I mean, I don't think we did that great. Maybe 79 is ideal for us here. 81 is okay. Alright, actually. 81 is okay. I'll take it. I'll take it. I already know. Fledgling Imp Infusion. Steelworker? You got it with Steelworker? Did you also do Battering Ram? You didn't do Battering Ram? Last Stand. I don't remember seeing this. It must have been from an event. This is bizarre. Rage 7 as an upgrade. Cheeky. They didn't do the Fledgling Imp, though, which is really interesting. I guess they didn't see it, but they still win. Okay, so like number 2, this person should be in front, but they must have messed up. Yeah, 9 turn, like, of course. Yeah, they're way ahead here. How did they not get the... How in the world did you not get first place, brother? Or I guess I don't know, sister, potentially, or something else. I'm actually more surprised that the second place person isn't in front. Like, I'll be real with you, I'm more surprised this person didn't crush it. I actually think the main thing is they gave up 15 shards to dupe a last stand instead of taking another deranged brute. That's, I think, the mistake, right? I think that's the mistake. The 15 shard multiplier. Yeah, look at that. That's 600 points right there, which they win if they simply take the Pact Shards. Man, that's crazy. They also, they all took Imp Sickle too. Am I the loser here? How in the universe is anyone playing the Imps from Imp Sickle here? How is anyone achieving this? They also spend so much money. They're like buying really weird stuff. Like, why would you? What do you? Why? I guess since you picked up Impsicle, your Ashes has imps that are fine, but it doesn't matter, right? You can't fit any of them on the floor in an important way. Why do you have an important work, right? What is the imp angle here when they cost so much? Maybe there's like, I don't know, a secret forever flame or something, but this is just so expensive. It's very bizarre seeing this. I feel like if I had taken the fledgling imp, I would have walloped both of these scores, it looks like. Man, I feel so dumb not having done that. That's such a bummer. I feel like I can easily optimize both of their runs, which is cool, all right? That first of all, that means they played it through normally too. But like I think people seriously underestimate the free points from not spending your money. I don't get why people do this. Like you're buying a bunch of like whatever things. Why do we have this scorching restraint? I guess is fine. Sure. It adds up when you're last standing based on what rage 7, but like this person has the fledgling imp, the like your 9 turn. Yeah, seriously, this is free real estate. Imagine how many points I would be in first place right now if I had 9 turn, which is unbelievable. I didn't even get 3 turn on ring 5. Look at this. Meanwhile, I'm missing like 540 points there. Ah, man, I get so much room for optimization. You can push way farther than this. Look how huge bummer. My 300 points missing on Harpy's Guard. Oof. Mega oof. Honestly. And then I'm over here at 8 turn, 7 turn. Ugh. Well, it's a number 7 finish? A number 6 finish, I think. At least I'm in top 10. You know what? I'll take it. It's a real bummer I don't have. I tell you what, man, that fledgling imp changes this whole run. If I have the fledgling imp infusion, where did they see last stand, by the way? Am I completely losing my mind? Or was that from an event somewhere that I just didn't take? I think it has to be from an event that I missed, right? Because you can see the rare brands event. I suspect that is where it came from. Man, I would have loved a last stand. That would have crushed. But, fair enough. I didn't see the last stand. Otherwise, I mean, I have to assume I wouldn't have been that stupid that I would skip it. So I definitely would have clicked it. Regardless, seeing that would have been nice. The rest of this is fine. Seriously, I think people underestimate the points from saving cash. I'm over here chilling with almost 700 points from that. Max Shards looking pretty decent. Really, my optimizations here are take Fledgling Imp. Take Fledgling Imp, I think, is the real pick. Think about the changes, what happens if I take the Fledgling Imp instead of the Welder Helper, then I don't go in on Battering Ram, right? Because Battering Ram I only took as a compensation for the fact that I had armor instead of rage. I get rid of the Battering Ram, I put a holdover in this Tiresome Climb, right? Think about that. That guarantees me 3 turn on Harpy's Guard. And yeah, you're golden, right? You're golden. You get, what is that like? And then I take the ashes, right? Think about that. I guess they found the ashes on ring 7 because I never went to that trinket shop, but I would have gone to that trinket shop if I didn't need the magic in order to boost up things like Battering Ram, for instance. So consider how that changes everything, right? I go to that trinket shop, I see the Ashes of the Fallen, we have Welter Helper Infusion, Ashes of the Fallen, 3 deranged brutes on the floor. You can see how this insta-gibs Divinity and Seraph. Easy. We insta-gib everything else too. We slam vents on 99% of this run, and then we walk out of here, and that would be like an 85 easy K score. I'd be like at least 1K ahead of the top person if I had done that. So it's all about that decision. All about that decision. I'm actually surprised there's such a drop off here. Oh my god, what is this? What in the... Oh, I'm experiencing the size of this deck. And they took Imsicle. I gotta look away. Gotta look away. All right, that's as much as I have to add here. It's a bit of a bummer, but I still think we did pretty okay. So I'll take it. Number 6 finish is good considering the fact that I missed probably the most important part of the line. Well, I also missed the last stand, which is maybe the second most important part of the line. Node generation is rough sometimes. And I'll leave you with that. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want, you can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.